In the heart of the Arabian Peninsula, where the sun scorches the dunes and history lies buried beneath the sands, a story was born. A story of ambition, alliances, blood, and belief. The story of a family that rose from the tents of Najd to the palaces of Riyadh, and from tribal skirmishes to global dominance. This is the saga of the House of Saud. It begins in the year 1727 in the small oasis town of Diriyah, nestled beside Wadi Hanifa. A man named Mohammed ibn Saud, chief of the Al Saud clan, dreams of power, but he needs more than strength to unify the warring tribes of Arabia. Enter Muhammad ibn Wahhab, a religious reformer preaching a return to the pure monotheism of Islam. The alliance they forge, between sword and sermon, will change Arabia forever. Narrator: in a dusty majlis, two men shake hands. One offers religion, the other offers rule. The pact is simple: spread the message and gain the land. It will become known as the Diriyah Agreement, the founding moment of the first Saudi state. By the early 1800s, under Abdulaziz ibn Mohammed and later Saud ibn Abdulaziz, the Saudis expand rapidly, conquering Riyadh, Qasim, Hassa, and even Mecca and Medina. But their rise alarms the Ottoman Empire, who dispatched Muhammad Ali of Egypt to crush the rebellion. By 1818, Diriyah is bombarded, flattened. The first Saudi state is no more. The dream is shattered, but not destroyed. A few years later, Turki ibn Abdullah, a descendant of Muhammad ibn Saud, returns from the shadows. In 1824, he reclaims Riyadh and founds the second Saudi state, but internal rivalries tear it apart. Brothers fight brothers. Assassinations, betrayals, and tribal wars reduce the state to chaos. By the 1890s, the House of Saud is once again in exile, this time in Kuwait. Then comes Abdulaziz ibn Abdurrahman al-Saud, known in the West as Ibn Saud. In 1902, at the age of just 26, he leads a daring raid with only 60 men and captures Riyadh, striking in the dead of night. It is the beginning of a legend. Over the next 3 decades, he embarks on a relentless campaign, defeating rival tribes, forming strategic marriages, and winning loyalty through charisma and fear. He rides under the banner of unity, but he carries with him the fire of conquest. By 1932, he declares the foundation of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a nation born in blood, forged in faith. In 1938, everything changes. American geologists strike oil in Dhahran. What was once a desert kingdom becomes the future heart of the global energy market. Narrator: the sands no longer whispered, they roared. With oil came wealth. With wealth came influence. Ibn Saud signs deals with Aramco, allowing American engineers to build one of the largest oil industries on earth. Abdulaziz dies in 1953, leaving behind dozens of sons. The throne passes to his son, Saud, then Faisal, who becomes known for his modernization efforts, and his bold oil embargo in 1973, which reshaped world economics. But in 1975, tragedy strikes. Faisal is assassinated by his own nephew. The next kings, Khalid, Fahd, Abdullah, preside over a rapidly changing kingdom. They walk the tightrope between tradition and modernization. Massive cities rise. Riyadh, Jeddah, and the holy cities flourish. Saudi Arabia becomes a major player in the Gulf War, hosting U.S. troops during the invasion of Kuwait. But the kingdom faces increasing pressure from within and abroad. In 2015, King Salman ascends the throne. Soon after, his son Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, is appointed crown prince. Young, ambitious, and ruthless, MBS launches Vision 2030, a plan to transform the Saudi economy, society, and global image. He lifts restrictions on women driving, promotes tourism, and cracks down on corruption with shocking arrests. Some see him as a reformer, others as a tyrant. The murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi in 2018 sparks international outrage. But MBS doubles down, unshaken. determined to make Saudi Arabia a superpower. Today, the House of Saud rules a kingdom of nearly 40 million people, with trillions in oil reserves and immense geopolitical clout. From desert raids to G20 summits, from tribal banners to futuristic megacities like NEOM. The Saudis stand at a crossroads: maintain tradition or embrace change, rule with iron or with reform, survive or evolve. The story is far from over, because when the sands shift in Arabia, the world feels the tremor.